When you think about Hogwarts houses, the first thing you probably think of is their common rooms. Each represent four of the main elements and is where students of that house can study, sleep, and hang out. Personally, these four are my favorite locations within the Hogwarts grounds. But strangely, very few talk about the common room entrances. So to break that chain, I'll be rating the common room entrances from worst to best. Fourth place, Hufflepuff. The entrance to the Hufflepuff common room are a stack of barrels located in the exact same basement corridor as the school kitchens. To gain entry, one must tap a combination on the barrels to open one of the bigger barrel's lids. But if the wrong combination is used or the wrong barrel is tapped, the person trying to gain entry would be doused with vinegar. Despite it being the only common room having a defense mechanism, the reason it's in last place is because there's only one combination, which is a rhythm that matches the syllables for the name Helga Hufflepuff. If an outsider found out the combination, they would now forever have the access to the common room and could eventually tell their friends. Third place, Ravenclaw. Ravenclaw's is by far the most interesting. The entrance to the common room is located at the top of a spiral staircase in Ravenclaw Tower, and takes the form of a wooden door with no doorknob. On the door, however, is an eagle-shaped door knocker made from bronze. When used, the eagle would ask a riddle-like question. If answered correctly, the door will open and come up with a new question for the next visitor, but if answered incorrectly, the door will lock you out until someone can solve the question for you. Even though the door knocker comes up with a new riddle every time its previous got answered, the common room would still be vulnerable to outsiders, and this is actually proven in Deathly Hallows book. Being a Gryffindor, Minerva McGonagall was able to solve its where do vanished objects go question and was granted entry. Now, the trespasser would more than likely be stumped by the common room security when they first encounter it, but there's still the chance that they get the answer right. Second place, Gryffindor. The common room entrance is located on the 7th floor corridor just outside of Gryffindor Tower. The common room is concealed by the Fat Lady portrait. Who she was before she died, no one knows. Rowling never told us. To gain entry, you must give her that week's password that's shown on a notice board inside, or else she'll lock you out. Granted, with all the paintings around the castle, the Fat Lady's portrait is blended well, but imagine someone approaches her, not aware that she's concealing something, and then she just asks them for a password, thinking they're trying to get into the common room. Then that person would know that her portrait is hiding something. What if someone was hanging out in the corridor and they see Gryffindors going in or out? But she's pretty good security, especially when she leaves her portrait, resulting in everyone being locked out. Number 1. Slytherin. The entrance to the Slytherin common room has to be the most secure out of all four. It's located in a dungeon corridor and takes the form of a stretch of bare wall that's damp. The password that's displayed on the notice board inside, which changes every fortnight, must be given in order to enter. Since the dungeons is underground, there's of course going to be nothing but walls, making the entrance more camouflaged than Gryffindor's. I even question how the Slytherin students can find it. The only risk that I could see is that someone spots a Slytherin using it. So yeah, the Slytherin common room's entrance wins, and despite putting some of them at the low tier, each of them have creative mechanisms, usages, and security. Let me know in the comments which is your favorite.